Here.
Sarah.
Here.
Jeff Corno.
Here.
James.
Here.
Carrie.
Here.
Jeff Weaver.
Here. If everyone will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and then remain standing for a moment of silence for armed services personnel. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are there any items to be added or changed to the agenda?
Under recognition and acknowledgement, instead of maintenance secretary, you'll be acknowledging, it'll be transportation secretary. She's going to take that position
Oh, okay,
rather than the maintenance secretary.
okay. Correspondence and accommodations. We have a thank you letter to the Lewis Grown Foundation from Gaylord Middle School for their visit to the Grown Nature Preserve. Recognitions and acknowledgement, personnel, we have new hires. We have elementary social worker Jen Mazur, transportation secretary Abby Dandy, educational assistant Brianna Young, Julie Tippery, and Kiana Bolden. 8th grade boys basketball coach Rant Charbonneau, 8th grade girls basketball coach Pat Enders, 7th grade boys basketball coach Garrett Daw, Gaylord Middle School cheer coach Catherine Brokowski, Gaylord Middle School wrestling coach Jerry LaJoy, Gaylord High School football coach Dan Moylan, and Gaylord High School varsity competitive cheer Kelly Thompson. Do we have any of those new hires here?
We do. Julie Tippery is coming to, will come on up. She is coming to North Ohio at the end of the month. So this is Julie, and like I said, she'll be coming to North Ohio at the end of the month. We've had a couple chats on the phone. She's excited to join us. She is really willing to do just about anything that we'll need. She has some experience with our Gaylord preschool, has been pretty active in dance and done some things in the other buildings and in the COP classroom. Do you understand that? Yeah, so we're excited to have Julie joining us. Welcome.
We make you run the gauntlet while you're here. Thank you, congratulations.
Thank
See,
you.
Julie, welcome.
So excited.
Thank you.
Mr. Weaver, just Karen is here, but that'll be later. I just wanted to acknowledge that we'll introduce her after the.
Okay, all right. And Julie, if you can go home if you want. You don't have to stay. You're welcome to stay, but,
Okay.
so that's all of our new hires other than Karen, which will come later. All right, we have resignations. Director of Transportation, Carrie Geiger. Maintenance worker, Randy Geiger. Transportation Secretary, Donald Clays. North Ohio Media Tech, Kimberly Hattis. Educational Assistant, Victoria Boyd. And Food Service Helper, Jessica Schoening. Those are our resignations. Administrative month. That's all I see we have some.
We have parting gifts or recognition gifts. Yes, each October is designated School Principal Month, but we like to share the love around Gaylord for all of our administrators, so we designated October is Administrators Month. So in recognition of our building principals and department heads, we got them a little something and a card as a token of appreciation for the hard work they do each and every day, working directly with our kids and also with our direct line staff as well. So you want to call them up?
All right, Sean Byram. You know either way you want.
Shake hands, right? Thank you, Sean.
Sean, thank you.
It's a right to left,
Nice
yeah.
job.
Thank you.
We were saying.
Just say standing.
You want me to read them?
Yeah. Let's whip through these.
Brooke Hempinstall, I don't think I saw her.
Save that for.
Sean Sargent?
Nope.
No.
Got them down.
Dale, no. Joe,
Joe is not here? Nope.
okay. David Smith, no. Carla,
Carla's here.
Carla
yeah.
here, all right.
Tyler Bondurant.
Sorry.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, they're all Carla events
Thank you.
tonight. Congratulations, welcome.
Thank you.
Mrs. Allen down.
He's covering a bit.
All right, Celeste, you must be reading it. You were next.
We knew we'd be coming.
Yeah,
We come together.
come on, Diane, you're next. Yeah.
Alphabetical here?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Celeste, thank you.
Thanks for all you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Diane, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Carrie's not here. Carla's not here. Mr. P. Dave. Todd.
On this side of the table, apparently.
Keck. Joe.
Thank you, Mr. P.
Dave, thank you.
Congratulations.
Sir? Thank you, Todd.
Todd, thank you.
Thanks, Todd, for all you do. Appreciate it.
Last time. Thank you.
Mr. Keck, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Joe. Nice try.
Joe, thank you. Mandy.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
Thank you. Michelle is right here.
Oh, okay.
Come on down.
Yeah.
Mandy and Michelle.
Thank you, Mandy.
Mandy, thank you.
Oh, pleasure, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mandy. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you to all of our administrators for your hard work.
Okay, and now we're gonna make them work again, aren't we?
Yep, building updates, we're trying something new, we're gonna hear from the administrators from all of our, schools and what's going on in their building. So first up, Mr. Byram again.
You want us up there or from here?
Yeah, come on right up here a little bit if you would, please,
I just got just.
for those of us that are hard of hearing.
Yep, I just have 3 updates. One, our security fence that we had earmarked to go around our auto shop is just complete. So it's starting to be operational. We're able to use our badges to come in and out, so that's up and running. Band competed in the TC Expo last Monday. Feedback from multiple band directors in schools across is that our kids represent Gaylord Blue Devils very, very well. And our fall sports are wrapping up. We've got soccer heading to Marquette next week, or this Wednesday. Volleyball is finishing up the next 2 weeks, and they're gonna be moving into districts. Football is about 2 games away. So most of our fall sports are wrapping down, and it's going pretty smooth. We had a busy day Saturday with football games and volleyball going the whole time, and pretty smooth the whole way, so.
Can I ask, are the band uniforms in yet?
Yes, yeah, oh, they're wearing them. They wear them
Oh,
great.
missed
And,
it.
3
Okay.
days before the expo, so it's perfect.
Nice.
So, and they were able to wear them for
Perfect.
homecoming.
Oh, good.
Yep, worked out perfect.
Good.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And who's gonna speak for Joe?
Oh, Joe, I'll speak for Joe because it looks like Dave had a conflict. Just a reminder that Veterans Day this year, another get-together honoring all of our veterans and community members and first responders at the middle school, and encourage everyone on the board, you all have your invitations, but also community members, you're welcome to attend. It's usually a wonderful, wonderful tribute to those members of our armed services and our first responders, and we usually have some brass. I think a general was there last year, and a Gaylord native, and always a special time for us to recognize our veterans and those who serve in armed services.
Okay, thank you. Carla? Yeah.
Again. I just wanted to first and foremost highlight the most exciting thing is how awesome the staff is at GIS and the work that goes into kids every day. I'm just really proud of. I have a fun little story. My son's having some health issues, and his specialist actually is a Gaylord grad. And she talked about her great experience and how Mrs. Borowiak was her favorite teacher. And so she's out there doing amazing things for kids. And we have Mrs. Borowiak here, which is totally awesome when you think about that.
Very nice.
Our fourth graders are doing swimming right now. The CAP Foundation helped to sponsor that, and Alan Massey and Jen Blakey have just done a phenomenal job organizing that, and it's a great opportunity to ensure our kids know water safety and then have a fun time doing it as well, so that's really great. And then our sensory room, if you haven't seen the sensory room, we'll have an unveiling on November 6th with the Michigan State Police. Kate Martell and Sarah Sharansky have just done a great job putting that together. It's an amazing space for our students to utilize. We're still working out like how that schedule works because everybody wants to be in there. It's so great. So it's just, again, another amazing thing that happens for kids. And then the fourth grade also did the Flywheelers field trip, and I know that's been going on for a lot of years, but I heard a lot of positive things from parents from that. And then we have an author on staff. You probably know, if you don't know, Pat Enders is an author and has written a book, and that's such a great thing to highlight, especially at a school. So I did more than 3, but it's an exciting place to be and a lot of good happenings, so.
Thank you,
All
Carl.
right, thank you, Carl.
What book did Pat Enders
Oh, yeah,
write?
it's,
It's,
Pickles,
Yeah.
something.
incredibly awesome.
yeah, incredibly awesome.
Yeah, Incredible Awful Day, but there's a pickle on the cover.
There's a pickle.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you.
It's a kid's
You read
story.
it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun.
This promotes writing and the kids are excited about it, and I was reading it with my family and my kids loved it. It's just great. Sorry. That's not my turn.
Celeste, you're next.
I am. So like Carla indicated, it's just been a really great start with staff, families. The board office has been very supportive, so I feel really excited and proud of the launch that we've had this year at North Ohio. We've got tons and tons of things came into the school from the community. We've just had donations from probably just about every business and person you could imagine contributing things from crayons, folders, we've got jackets, we've got clothing, anything that a student could possibly need. We have the community supporting in a really positive way. We have a teacher, Amy Massey, won a $75 MEMIC scholarship, I think they called it, so she was able to spend some things for her room for that. That was exciting. We had the very first showing. I brought this to show you. Last year we did a school-wide book called The Wild Robot. The movie came out this year, and our PTO got things together very quickly and ready for us so that our students could be the very first in Gaylord to see The Wild Robot. So they read it last year as a school. This year we got to see the movie, so
Did you go
very
to the movies
exciting.
or did they put it on at the
Oh, no,
school?
we went to the movies, so we went to the cinema for a lot of our students, we had the popcorn, I mean, it was the whole deal. And so for some of our students, it was the first time they had ever been to a movie. So that just in itself was exciting for them, so
Oh,
it
that's
was nice
great.
that we could tie that literacy component
Fantastic.
into the start of the school year. And then the final thing, because I went over my 3 too, is I wanted to show you this. This is what our behavior team worked on this summer. We were really working with just kind of some common language that we could use with students. And so our team dialed in. We are kind, responsible, and respectful at North Ohio. We have it on a banner when you come into the school. They hear it every morning on the announcements. And so these are the kind of the rules that we're living by at North Ohio. So it's been a great start.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Diane.
So at South Maple, we're just kicking it over on the east side. Everybody's doing great. Bookworms has provided students with awesome, amazing cooperative learning opportunities. So teachers are really stoked about that. Teachers are also really impressed with the long-term results that they've seen from our implementation of our UFly Phonics program. It's pretty impressive. When we were talking, they were saying you can tell students who have moved into the district who haven't had that background because their phonics skills are pretty holy. So that's a really good tribute to the UFly program. And then this one is probably the one that I think is the most powerful. Last year, we did a really good job of doing some school-wide behavior implementation and supports. And this last September, we looked at our overall behavior data, and our RTC referrals were reduced by over 50% from the previous September. So humongous growth with behavior with the implementation of some behavior supports and strategies. So South Maple's killing it. So good job, South Maple.
Yeah.
And that's all I have.
All right, thank you. All right, now we'll move on to our first public input. First up for this one will be Ronnie Alexander.
I'll defer to the applicant.
Second. Stephanie Jacobson,
I'll defer.
Susan Lubert.
I'll stand.
Okay.
Kind of break this out. I have a very important question for you guys. How come you don't have a speaker system? And also microphones so everybody can hear you? Because there's a lot of people here have hearing problems. As you said earlier in the meeting, you said for people hard of hearing. How come we don't have a system like that so everybody can hear? That is a big issue, because part of the Americans with Disabilities Act is you're supposed to be in a public meeting. Have it so everybody can hear it. And it is very hard. I know when you guys talk back and forth, I mean, you're talking to each other, you know, because you have questions. We can't hear it out here, and if you sit in the back, forget it. And as a public meeting, we have a right to hear what is being said. So that's my comment.
Thank you. And Tricia Baum.
I'll stand. I'm gonna read this because I'm not real good at public speaking, but I feel like I need to be heard. So, my name is Tricia Baum. I'm a 2003 graduate of Gaylord High School. I never really had an issue. I went through elementary all the way to high school. I'm also the mother of Samuel Mackey, who is currently a junior at Gaylord High and would have been a varsity football player. You all should be aware of the events that took place in Newberry, Michigan in August of this year and the outcome regarding the students involved. That part of the situation has been resolved. I'm here tonight to discuss the adult portion of this. I did not attend last month's meeting due to the emotions still being high and being unsure I'd be able to deliver my message appropriately. I have a lot of questions for you all regarding this and the change that can be expected not only in the football program but Gaylord athletics in general. My number one question throughout this whole ordeal was, why was I not contacted? This was a big issue that happened. There was a broken bone that was involved, excessive blood, as stated in the statements. Apparently the policy wasn't clear, but it was clear. But what is clear is that all that had learned of the incident are parents and should have a spidey sense of when to call the parents. Why, when the coaches saw me in the parking lot that Sunday when the kids returned, with me even small talking with the coach, was I not talked to then? Why is it up to Sam to tell me that evening? Was it hope that nothing would be said, that everything would be forgotten? Why was it that I was the first one to make initial contact on Monday at 2:20 with the athletic director? I was also the one to initiate contact with the coaches on Wednesday via text message after they told my son at practice if I had any questions to contact them. This was 5 days after the incident occurred. Why in the statements was it said that the coaches took longer than expected to arrive after contact was made that there was an issue? Why was a parent of student that was within the room the very person that was leading Samuel's interview on that Tuesday with the athletic director? Why was medical attention not sought for the boy receiving a visibly broken nose that was bleeding heavily? And why was his mom told not to say anything to me because she was only going to make things worse? That, in fact, made things worse. What has been done and is the culture of what has been and is the culture of the varsity football team, to where this was seen as normal and acceptable to all but Samuel at the time of the incident that were inside of that room. Why was it stated that the boys were sent to bed for the evening and statements taken in the morning? Why weren't they separated and statements taken at the time of the incident? It has been said that the goal of the coaches is to teach personal responsibility and teach these boys to be young men. Who of the captains and leaders in that room were conducting themselves as young men?
All right, thank you, Mrs. Baum. Somebody from the board office will be in contact about your concerns. Okay, that is all of the public input we have at this point. We'll move on to the consent agenda. We have board minutes from October 10th, 2024, special board meeting minutes. Treasurer's report, general fund and athletic fund bills in the amount of $3.1 million. Cafeteria fund bills in the amount of $216,000. Sinking fund bills in the amount of $602,000, and prior period adjustments in the amount of $0. That is all for the consent agenda.
Need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Any questions on the consent agenda? Okay,
Rachel,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Jeff Cornell,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Jeff Weaver.
yes. New and unfinished business. We have the United Way roofing project. It is recommended that the board approve the United Way re-roof project in the amount of $270,304 as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the United Way roof project.
I'll second it.
Any questions on the United Way roofing project?
Can you just describe for the public what the roofing project involves?
Yes, I can. It's a complete rework of the fascia around the roof and the entire roof.
Of the high school?
Oh,
No,
of
the United Way.
United Way
Way
building.
across the street.
There's a district-owned property and that roof is dire need of replacement.
When are they starting it?
Go out to bid.
SAP, tomorrow?
I'm sorry, did you,
No, she asked when they were starting it. They are starting it as soon as possible.
oh, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part. Okay, yeah, I wanna get going soon. All right, any other questions on the re-roof?
Rachel,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Jeff Cornell,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Jeff Weaver.
Yes. Central Office Receptionist. It is recommended the board approve the individual contract for the central office representative as presented. And that will be Ms. Byer.
I make a motion to approve the central office receptionist, Mrs. Byer.
I'll second.
Any questions? Okay,
Rachel,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Jeff Cornell.
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Jeff Weaver.
yes. You have the floor, please. You and Karen have the floor.
Yeah, thank you. Excited to introduce what I feel like is a familiar face to the central office. We have Karen Byer, who's been with the foundation for 7 years, and Saturn Books before that. At the foundation, she was the director of philanthropy and is the champion of all things Gaylord. So what better seat for her to sit in than welcoming people into our district? I think it's gonna be a great fit. She's gonna work wonderfully with our office staff and also supporting Carla Hawkins in preschool, welcoming our newest families into the district, and a warm welcome they'll get. So we're excited to have you. Thank you.
I am really excited for this opportunity. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun and
It is. Yeah,
I
so
get to
thank you.
smile.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Jeff.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We have early graduation for Amelia Smith. It is recommended the board approve early graduation for Amelia Smith as presented.
I will make a motion to approve Amelia Smith's early graduation.
I will second it.
Any questions on that? Okay,
Rachel,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Jeff Cornell.
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Jeff Weaver.
yes. We have a leave of absence for Elizabeth Hunter. It is recommended the board approve the leave of absence request for Elizabeth Hunter as presented.
I'll make a motion to request the leave of absence for Elizabeth Hunter.
I'll second.
Any questions on the leave of absence? Okay,
Rachel,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Jeff Cornell.
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Jeff Weaver.
yes. Work reduction request for Becky Brand. Sorry. It is recommended the board approve Becky Brand's work reduction request as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve Becky Brand's work reduction request as presented.
I'll second it.
Any questions? Okay,
Rachel,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Jeff Cornell.
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Jeff Weaver.
yes. Health Department interagency agreement for an RN. It is recommended the board approve the Health Department interagency agreement RN as presented.
Make a motion to approve the health department agreement as presented. I'll second it.
Any questions on the health department agreement?
I just would like to add that I appreciate that they revised the contract to take out some of the language to make it more clear. I'm still not entirely sure about the full scope of what they do, but I know that they add a lot of support to the schools, so, to teachers.
Any other questions?
I don't have a question, I'm still uncomfortable with the fact that they said in their email they will still be providing confidential services for kids in the elementary and intermediate schools. And I know that's part of the law or something to that effect, but I don't, I'm just not comfortable with that, so.
Okay. Anything else? Okay,
Rachel,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Sarah,
No.
Jeff Gorno,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Jeff Weaver.
yes. All right, and we're on to our second public input. Stephanie Jacobson, you have the floor.
Thank you. Yeah, just a couple of things that came up during the meeting. I thank you, Carrie, for asking about the United Way building. I'm kind of curious to why the district owns or needs that building. Perhaps just seems like a big undertaking that a school doesn't necessarily need to be a landlord as well. Especially for a building like that, maybe get it out of the public sector and onto the tax rolls. That would be preferred. Second thing is, I do appreciate the discussion around the health department agreement, the time that people took to read those contracts and ask questions and have debate, I think is really important. As I started to say at the workshop, more and more, there is a lot of things that are falling under the guise of mental health and it does seem there is a push to exclude parents from that decisions or from those conversations, and that is concerning. I know Mr. Gorno talked a little bit about, the abuse in cases, and like I said, nobody wants to see that. But when you're looking at mental health now, there's a lot more added to that. I saw that there was just changes to the school code, and I haven't looked at that, and it's about who can provide confidential referrals to abortions. There's also the issue of puberty blockers and surgeries and counseling to transition a child. And we're seeing these things in schools, and a lot of times the parents aren't aware. There is a lawsuit right now in Michigan. What happened was the school was sending home the child's biological birth name and then changing the records at the school, and somehow the wires got crossed and the parents were like, well, who are you referring to? So that is currently going through the court system in Michigan right now, and I just encourage you as board members to follow those things and continue to do that work. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up will be Ronnie Alexander.
Thank you. I would like the school board to address the M-STEP scores. And I looked at them and now I can't find them on the school website. That link is dead and I don't know why, so that should be looked into as well. Because the last I saw, we are still about 27% reading proficiency for third grade. And I know I had talked to Dennis a while back, and Dennis had mentioned that we don't put a lot of weight on the M-STEP score, so I'd like to know what weight we are putting on what scores, how proficient are our third graders and the 7th graders and 10th graders. I think those are the ages where those tests are done. I would like to see some improvements in both reading and math, and I know it can be done. My husband and I volunteered to come and read at the school. We still haven't heard back. I know I have over 30 people now that have told me they would be willing to come and read to the students as well. Because every time I ask about this, I get the same answer, well, the parents aren't reading to the kids at home. And I have asked several times, well, I wonder, do you know how many of these parents are Gaylord graduates and they graduated unable to read proficiently? We need to look into that because it is a big deal. I've been an employer in this town for 25 years. I hired kids when I worked at Benetham's that could not do basic math, easy fractions, to double and triple recipes, or to even read the recipe or follow the instructions. And it wasn't just recipes, it was other things that we did within the restaurant, such as inventory and things, where I couldn't include those kids because they couldn't read proficiently, and they were Gaylord graduates back in, most of these kids graduated 2009, 10, and 11. And I found the same thing when I was the manager at Alpine Oven, the kids couldn't even answer questions on the applications because they couldn't read the application. So I know it's gotten worse since then. Back then, we were called an exemplary school. So I'm very concerned that by third grade, we have that low of a proficiency. I taught my children to read in less than 6 weeks proficiently. And when they came to public school in 8th and 10th grade, all of their teachers were very, especially Brian in 8th grade, were very astounded how well and proficient he read and his comprehension level. I constantly got notes at home wanting to know if I could send books for Brian to read because he was beyond even what they were offering at the high school in the AP classes. So I know it can be done, and all three of my kids have a totally different learning style, and they all have totally different careers as far as the east is from the west, but with class sizes averaging about 18 children per class, and some classes have parapros, and then parents and people in the community saying, we're offering to tutor for free. Brian was a National Honor Society tutor. He tutored kids in reading and math. We need to utilize more things and not just keep using the excuse of the parents aren't reading to the kids at home. There's gotta be something more than that. We gotta fix this.
Thank you. And we need one more motion.
Make a motion, make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Come to you.
Karen?
Yeah.
Rachel?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jeff Corno?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Jeff Weaver?
Yes. Thank you all for coming tonight.
Thanks.